Next is informal communication, and let us see the merits and demerits or limitations of informal communication. The first one is grapevine channel may be helpful as they carry information rapidly. So as I told you that informal communication means a communication which is not formed by the formal organization. It is not, though it is a part of formal organization, but it is not prepared by the management, team of management. But the employees, to satisfy their social need, they form the informal communication. So in this informal communication, or they go for informal communication. So one such concept in informal communication is grapevine, in which the communication flows very rapidly or very quickly, like a rumor. It spreads very quickly. Next merits of informal communication, it helps in getting quick feedback. Managers can use the grapevine to know the reaction of his subordinates. So when some top management, some policies or instructions are passed by the manager to the employee, the informal communication will have a discussion on that, and managers may come to know what is the reaction of these subordinates through that informal communication. So a quick feedback can be we can get a quick feedback about any management policies or instruction passed by the team of management, top managements. Next point is it can help to clarify official messages by talking them over with friends. So if one of the subordinate is not clear with the message sent by the official, they can talk to each other, the friends or the employees, they can talk to each other, then they can clarify the message. So that one advantage is there with informal communication. Next is it serves to fill possible gaps in the formal communication due to its flexible and personal nature. As we were discussing that formal communication is too rigid. So there is no gap to talk in between that formal communication. But as the informal communication is too flexible and too personal, the drawbacks which is there with formal communication, that can be filled up. Okay, so that gap can be filled up. Next point is grapevine helps to satisfy social need of employees and provides an outlet for releasing anxiety and frustration, etc. So as we know that workplace is full of frustration and anxiety. The employees sometimes have to face some psychological or anxiety or frustration while they are in work. So that can be released if such informal groups are there, and informal communication take place within the employee. So for that also, informal communication, we can say it is a merit from organization's point of view. Now the limitations of informal communication. The informal communication, which is also known as the grapevine, is not authentic and message may get distorted because it is not a formal way of communication. Sometimes many of the messages can get distracted. Okay, it is a very difficult to detect the source of such communication, and when the communication is informal, we cannot find out the source of communication. Sometimes it may be a rumor. We cannot find out the origin of that rumor. So that is one limitations of informal communication. Next point is it also generates gossips and rumors in the organization. As I told you that informal organization, though the messages are passed very quickly, which is one of the advantage of informal organization, but it may also create gossips and rumors, which is not good for the organization. Sometimes informal discussion may hamper the work environment. So sometimes it may be noticed that the informal organization, they are using the working time and having a gossip. So that may hamper the work environment. It may result in leakage of confidential information. So sometimes this informal communication may result in leakage of confidential information. Okay, so these are the demerits related to informal communication. Now, children, now let us know some more points related to informal communication. Informal communication is a result of informal relationship among the employees. Informal communication, it is also known as grapevine. Informal communication emerges because formal communication does not serve social and psychological needs of the employees. So as you know that formal communication is laid down by the management, top management, and it has to be strictly followed. So the social or psychological needs of the employee is not satisfied through this formal channel. To satisfy these type of needs, employee make use of informal communication or informal path. Depending on how employees interact among themselves, a grapevine network is formulated. So here is the grapevine communication network. Here are the different types of this network. First one is single strand network. A person communicate with other in sequence. Okay, so sequence is followed. So X communicate with Y through intervening persons in the strand. So you can see here, this is a single strand. X have to communicate with Y. So he have to follow some sequence here. Okay, so in between X and Y there are some other employees or other persons involved. So through this sequence, X will communicate to Y. So this is known as single strand. Now there is gossip network. So in gossip network, a person communicate with all on non-selective basis. So there is no selection of people, but X is communicating to the other employees in a non-selective basis. Okay, without selecting, he can communicate to any person. Next is probability network. A person communicates randomly with others. So here is the probability network. So X can communicate to the in a random basis. He is selecting the people and making the communication. Okay. The next type is cluster network. A person communicates with only those people whom he or she trusts. Cluster is most popular in the organization. So X is communicating to only those persons to who is very X believe that he is trustful. So to only those person X will communicate. So that is known as cluster communication. These are the different types of informal or grapevine network communication. Now let us move to the next topic, that is formal communication and informal communication. Here is the meaning of formal communication and informal communication. It refers to the communication which flow through formal channel designed in the organization chart. So as per the organization chart, the flow of communication will take place in formal communication. Now what about informal communication? It refers to the communication which take place without following the formal lines of communication. So there is no formal lines. Anybody can talk to anybody. Direction of flow. Formal communication flows upward from a subordinate to superior, or downward from a superior to subordinate, or horizontal between two department and division. This we saw through a diagram. We saw that. Now, informal communication spread throughout the organization with its branches going out in all directions in utter disregard to the levels of authority. There is no fixed line of communication, so it is generally referred to as grapevine. So there is no fixed line, it spreads like a grapevine. Okay, the communication flows like a grapevine. Next is form. Formal communication may be oral, written, but generally recorded and filed in the office. As it is a formal communication, most of the communications in the written form, so that they can record it and make a file in the office. And in informal communication, most we can say it generally oral. Now the speed, slow and time consuming. And informal communication is fast and spread information rapidly. Next is authentic information and non-authentic, that is generates rumors. Next is aim. What is the purpose or aim of formal communication? To achieve organizational goals. The informal communication arises out of needs of employees to exchange their views, which cannot be done through formal channels. To satisfy their basic social and psychological needs, employees make use of formal communication. So these are the different difference between formal and informal communication. Now it is time to conclude our class. We saw formal and informal communication, merits and demerits of formal and informal communication. We saw the classification of formal communication and informal communication, and last we saw the difference between formal and informal communication. Read the textbook covering this point and attend the test paper after reading the question very carefully. Meet you in the next class with the new concept. Till then, goodbye.